Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. Hard sport all plays, like working your faces. Straight at the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, August 23rd, 2022, here on this Tuesday. Got pretty good slate of Major League Baseball games we'll break down today. Don't forget, we're usually live at 3 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room, and also on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at the All Sports All Plays Network. Had some technical difficulties today, so we had to start a little bit late. Also, don't forget to check out Gonzo and the Judge Sports Talk Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room, and also on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at the All Sports All Plays Network, ASAP Network. You can also find Horseshoe Talk, our Indianapolis Colts show, Monday and Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern. Again, you can find it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all at Gonzo Sports Room, or at the ASAP All Sports All Plays Network. All right, give me 1 second here. What's going on? Show me one. There we are. 1 second, we'll get it shared out real quick, and then we'll jump right into the show. Also, don't forget we have a new baseball show every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Around the bases, join me and the stat guy Dustin Reese for that every morning to talk some baseball. Join. If you missed today's show, you can go back and watch it on our YouTube and Facebook or Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. So make sure you join us for that Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. All right, almost there, and I'll be ready to jump into these games. Okay, let's get ready to jump into these games here. First, like I said, we got a pretty big slate of games. Yesterday, my picks were I gave out 7 picks. I was 5-2. Picks were 5-2 overall. So let's see how we do today. All right. I think else I got to do is check the sound, and we'll be good. Check the sound, and we'll be good. All right. First game we have today is the Atlanta Braves at the Pittsburgh Pirates. All right. Let me get everything situated. Hey, good afternoon, John. How you doing? All right. Right now, we do have the Cardinal. You have the Cardinals and the Cubs playing game 1 of a doubleheader. The Cubs are up 2-0 in that game in the top of the 5th. But the first game we're going to cover will be the Atlanta Braves at the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Braves are 1.5 run favorites on the road. They're minus 290 on the money line. The Pirates are plus 235 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8 runs. The Braves have been one of the hottest teams in baseball here as of late. They are 76-48 on the season, 34-24 on the road. As a team, they're 8-2 over their last 10 games, hitting 259 as a team and have a 2.35 team ERA and have outscored their opponents by 27 runs over the last 10 games. They will have Fried on the mound tonight, who has an 11-4 record on the season and a 2.60 ERA. The Braves are on a 7-game road win streak, and they lead the season series against the Pirates 5-0. The Pirates are 47-75 on the season, 26-34 at home, 2-8 over their last 10 games, hitting 234 as a team and having a team ERA of 5.38. They've been outscored by 19 runs over their last 10 games. On the mound tonight for the Pirates is Brubaker. Brubaker has a 3-10 record and a 4.19 ERA. I like the Braves in this game with Fried on the mound, and the Braves are hot. There's not a whole lot of value taking the Braves at minus 290 on the money line, so I like the Braves here at the minus 1.5. And I would lean toward the under the 8 because I don't think the Pirates will score many runs off Fried. So I'll also like the under the 8 in that game. Next game is the Chicago White Sox at the Baltimore Orioles. The White Sox are 1.5 run favorites on the road. They are minus 138 on the money line. The Orioles are plus 118 on the money line. Over under for this game is 7.5 runs. Both these teams are still in the competing for a wild card spot in the playoffs. The White Sox have been a disappointing team compared to preseason expectations. The Orioles have been a little bit better than what people thought they would be. The White Sox are 62-60 on the season, 32-29 on the road. They have a 6-4 record over their last 10 games with a 281 batting average, or hitting 281 as a team, and having a 4.70 team ERA. They've been outscored by 11 runs over their last 10 games. They will have Cease on the mound, who has a 12-5 record and a 2.09 ERA on the season. The Orioles are 63-58, 35-23 at home. They have a record of, they are 5-5 over their last 10 games, hitting 257 as a team and having a team ERA of 4.24. They've outscored their opponents by 4 runs over their last 10 games. They will have Voth on the mound, who has a 3-1 record and a 4.86 ERA on the season. I like the White Sox here with Cease on the mound. Cease has a 2.09 ERA, has been pitching well. The White Sox have been hitting the ball well over their last 10 games. So I like the White Sox to stay hot here on the money line at the minus 138. All right, next game we have is another matchup of two of the best teams in the league. Hey, how's it going, Glenn? Hope everything's going good for you. Get to see you this weekend at Warrior Pro. But next game, two of the best teams in the league we have the Subway Series, the Mets versus the Yankees. The Yankees are 1.5 run favorites at home. They are minus 130 on the money line. The Mets are plus 110 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 9 runs. The Yankees got a big win yesterday, winning the first game of this series with Scherzer on the mound, getting a win over Scherzer on the mound for the Mets. The Mets was struggling a little bit, had a little bit of injury issues. Seems like they're getting everybody back. So the Mets are 79-45 on the season, 39-26 on the road. They are 5-5 over their last 10 games, hitting 245 as a team and having a team ERA of 4.66. They've been outscored by 3 runs over their last 10 games. On the mound tonight for the Mets is Walker. He has a 10-3 record on the season and a 3.36 ERA. The Yankees have been struggling. They have won their last 2 games, but before that they've had a terrible August. But the Yankees are 75-48 on the season, 44-20 at home. Over the last 10 games, they have a 4-6 record hitting 197 as a team with a 3.80 team ERA. They've been outscored by 17 runs over their last 10 games. They will have Montas on the mound, who is 4-10 with a 3.87 ERA. Montas came over to the Yankees at the trade deadline. He has not been real solid since he came over to the Yankees. Yankees, like I said, did win the first game of this series last night, getting a win over Scherzer. I look for the Mets to bounce back tonight with Walker on the mound against Montas. So I actually like the Mets here. You're getting good value getting the Mets as underdogs here at the plus 112. And I would look at the under the 9 in this game, because with this pitching, there could be, I don't see for there to be that many runs scored. And the Yankees have been struggling to score runs here as of late. The next game, the Los Angeles Angels at the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays are 1.5 run favorites at home. They are minus 184 on the money line. The Angels are plus 154 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 7 runs. The Angels are 52-70 on the season, 26-34 on the road. Over the last 10 games, they have a record of 3-7, hitting 209 as a team and having a team ERA of 4.15. They've been outscored by 19 runs over the last 10 games. The Angels will have Suarez on the mound. He has a 4-5 record on the season with a 4.12 ERA. The Rays have been playing good baseball. They are 66-35 on the season, 39-23 at home. Over the last 10 games, they have a record of 8-2, hitting 254 as a team and having a team ERA of 1.68. They've outscored their opponents by 24 runs over the last 10 games. They will have Kluber on the mound tonight, who has a 7-7 record on the season and a 4.33 ERA. The Rays are on a 3-game home win streak. I look for the Rays to keep that win streak going tonight. I like the Rays on the money line here over the Los Angeles Angels. All right, next game we have the San Francisco Giants at the Detroit Tigers. These are two teams that have been moving in different directions. The Giants are 1.5 run favorites. They are minus 230 on the money line. The Tigers are plus 190 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 7.5 runs. The Giants are 60-61 on the season, 26-32 on the road. Over their last 10 games, they have a record of 6-4, hitting 218 as a team and having a 3.36 team ERA. They've outscored their opponents by 2 runs over the last 10 games. They will have Rodon on the mound tonight, who has an 11-6 record with a 2.89 ERA on the season. The Tigers have been struggling all year. They've been a disappointing team. A lot of people had, including myself, had a lot higher expectations for the Tigers this season after how they finished last year, but it hasn't translated. They are 47-76 on the season, 28-34 on the road, at home. Over the last 10 games, they have a record of 4-6, hitting 235 as a team with a 3.71 team ERA. They've been outscored by 6 runs over their last 10 games. They will have Hutchison on the mound, who has a 1-6 record and a 4.23 ERA. I'd like the Giants to win this game. There's not a whole lot of value taking the Giants at minus 230 on the money line, unless maybe you're using a parlay. But I like the Giants to win this on the minus 1.5 here, giving up the 1.5. The Tigers are just not a very good baseball team this season. Next game is the Toronto Blue Jays at the Boston Red Sox. The Blue Jays are 1.5 run favorites on the road, minus 142 on the money line. The Red Sox are plus 120 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 9.5 runs. Both these teams are having similar seasons. The Blue Jays are 65-55, 29-30 on the road, have a 5-5 record over their last 10 games, hitting .225 as a team with a 3.13 team ERA. They have been outscored by 1 run over those last 10 games. The Blue Jays will have Stripling on the mound, who has a 5-3 record with a 2.93 ERA on the season. For the Red Sox, they are 60-62 on the season, 29-30 at home. Over their last 10 games, they have a 6-4 record, hitting .268 as a team with a 4.50 team ERA. They've been outscored by 1 run over their last 10 games as well. They will have Winkowski on the mound, who has a 5-6 record with a 5.19 ERA. I like the Toronto Blue Jays in this game tonight against the Boston Red Sox with Stripling on the mound. They have the better pitcher on the mound, and they have the better pitching staff as well. The Red Sox have been hitting the ball better than the Blue Jays, but I think Blue Jays pitching staff will be able to slow the Red Sox bats down. So I like the Blue Jays here on the money line. Next game, the St. Louis Cardinals at the Chicago Cubs. The Cardinals are 1.5 run favorites on the road. They are minus 130 on the money line. The Cubs are plus 110 on the money line. Over-under for this game is at 9 runs. This will be the second game of a doubleheader. First game of the doubleheader is being played right now. The Cardinals are on an 8-game. We're on an 8-game winning streak going into game 1 of this doubleheader. We'll see how that game finishes out. But I like the Cardinals here in game 2 of the doubleheader. They'll have Woodford on the mound. He has a 2-0 record with a 2.66 ERA. The Cubs will have Sampson on the mound, who's 1-3 with a 3.51 ERA. The Cubs have been playing better baseball here as of late, but the Cardinals was able to get the win last night in the first game of this series, and I look for the Cards to get the win here in the doubleheader of the second game. Like I said, in game 1 right now, the score is 2-0 Cubs in the bottom of the 5th. So the Cubs are winning game 1 right now. And that's with Wainwright on the mound. So that's a little surprising, but I like the Cardinals to get the win in the second game. Next game is the Arizona Diamondbacks at the Kansas City Royals. The Diamondbacks are 1.5 run favorites on the road, minus 126 on the money line. The Royals are plus 108 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 9 runs. The Diamondbacks are 55-66 on the season, 23-34 on the road. They are 4-6 over their last 10 games, hitting .233 as a team with a 4.55 team ERA. They've been outscored by 8 runs over their last 10 games. They will have Davies on the mound tonight. He has a 2-4 record and a 3.99 ERA. For the Royals, they are 50-74 on the season. They have not had a good year at all. They are 30-34 at home. 3-7. Have a 3-7 record over the last 10 games, hitting .194 as a team with a 4.76 team ERA. They've been outscored by 28 runs over the last 10 games, and they will have Heasley on the mound tonight, who has a 1-7 record on the season with a 5.61 ERA. I like the Arizona Diamondbacks here to pick up the win over the struggling Kansas City Royals. Next game is the Minnesota Twins at the Houston Astros. The Astros are 1.5 run favorites at home. They are minus 320 on the money line. The Twins are plus 260 on the money line. Over-under for this game is at 7.5 runs. The Twins are 62-58 on the season, 27-30 on the road. They have a 5-5 record over their last 10 games, hitting .239 as a team and having a 2.27 team ERA. They've been outscored by 7 runs over their last 10 games. The Astros are 78-45 on the season, 39-18 at home. They have a 6-4 record over their last 10 games, hitting .286 as a team and having a 3.86 team ERA. They've outscored their opponents by 25 or 23 runs over their last 10, and they will have Verlander on the mound tonight. He has a 15-3 record with a 1.95 ERA. I like the Astros here at the minus 1.5 on the run line. And I like the under the 7.5 in this game as well. I don't see the Twins scoring very many runs off Verlander. Next game is the Texas Rangers at the Colorado Rockies. The Rangers are 1.5 run favorites on the road, minus 102 on the money line. The Rockies are minus 116 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 10.5 runs. The Rangers have been playing good baseball here over their last 10 games or so. For the season, they've been struggling, but they have been playing better lately. They are 56-66 on the season, 29-32 on the road. They have a 7-3 record over their last 10 games, hitting .258 as a team and having a 2.50 team ERA. They've outscored their opponents by 12 runs over their last 10 games. They will have Dunning on the mound, who has a 3-6 record with a 4.06 ERA. And the Rangers are on a 3-game winning streak as well. The Rockies are 53-70 on the season. They have been better at home than on the road. They have a 35-31 record at home, a 4-6 record over the last 10 games, hitting .228 as a team with a 5.60 team ERA. They've been outscored by 20 runs over their last 10 games. They will have Marquez on the mound tonight, who has a 6-10 record and a 5.05 ERA. I like the Rangers to stay hot and to pick up their fourth win in a row over a struggling Colorado team. Next game, we have the Cleveland Guardians at the San Diego Padres. The Padres are 1.5 run favorites at home, minus 142 on the money line. The Guardians are plus 120 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 8 runs. The Guardians are 64-56 on the season, 32-31 on the road. They have a 6-4 record over their last 10 games, hitting .261 as a team and having a 2.60 team ERA. They've outscored their opponents by 18 runs. The Padres are 68-56 on the season, but they have been struggling. They're 35-26 at home. They're 5-5 over their last 10, hitting .230 as a team and having a team ERA at 3.00. They've outscored their opponents by 10 runs over their last 10 games. They will have Clevenger on the mound tonight. He has a 4-4 record on the season with a 3.63 ERA. I like the Padres to pick up the win here. They have the better pitcher on the mound in Clevenger over Savali, and they have but the Guardians have been hitting the ball well here lately. But I think Clevenger will slow the Guardians down enough, and the Padres get their bats going. So I like the Padres on the minus 142 on the money line. Next game is the Miami Marlins at the Oakland Athletics. The Marlins are 1.5 run favorites on the road. They are minus 152 on the money line. The Athletics are plus 128 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 7 runs. The Marlins are 53-69 on the season, 28-36 on the road. Over their last 10 games, they have a 3-7 record with and hitting 185 as a team with a 4.66 team ERA. They've been outscored by 24 runs over their last 10 games. They will have Lopez on the mound tonight, who has a 7-8 record on the season with a 3.83 ERA. The Marlins did win the first game of this series last night. The Athletics are 45-78 on the season, 19-40 at home. They're 4-6 over their last 10, hitting .216 as a team with a 4.55 team ERA. They've been outscored by 18 runs over their last 10 games. They will have Logue on the mound, who's 3-7 with a 6.35 ERA. I like the Marlins to pick up their second straight victory versus the Athletics tonight. Then we have the Milwaukee Brewers at the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers are 1.5 run favorites at home, minus 154 on the money line. The Brewers are plus 130 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 7 runs. The Brewers picked up a big win last night against the Dodgers. The Brewers are 65-56 on the season, 34-32 on the road. They're 5-5 over their last 10 games with hitting 166 as a team and having a 3.13 team ERA. They've outscored their opponents by 1 run over the last 10 games. They will have Burns on the mound tonight, who has a 9-5 record and a 2.48 ERA. The Dodgers have been one of the best teams in baseball all season. They are 84-37 on the season, 43-16 at home. They have a 6-4 record over their last 10 games, hitting 250 as a team and having a 2.33 team ERA. They've outscored their opponents by 19 runs over the last 10 games. And they will have their ace, Gonsolin, on the mound, who has a 15-1 record with a 2.12 ERA. I look for the Dodgers to bounce back tonight and pick up a win against the Brewers. I like the Dodgers on the money line. And then the last game of the night in Major League Baseball, you have the Washington Nationals at the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners are 1.5 run favorites at home. They're minus 290 on the money line. The Nationals are plus 235 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 7.5 runs. The Nationals have had a terrible season. They've traded away about anybody or all their better players on the roster. They are 41-82 on the season, 22-38 on the road, 4-6 over their last 10 games, hitting 243 as a team and having a 3.50 team ERA. They've been outscored by 9 runs over the last 10 games. They will have Fedde on the mound, who has a 5-7 record and a 4.95 ERA on the season. The Mariners are competing for a wild card spot. They are 66-56 on the season, 31-26 at home, have a 6-4 record over their last 10 games, hitting 244 as a team, and they have a 3.62 team ERA. They've outscored their opponents by 19 runs over their last 10 games. They will have Ray on the mound, who has a 9-8 record on the season and a 3.87 ERA. I like the Mariners to win this game, but at minus 290 on the money line, there's not a lot of value there unless you take them at the minus 1.5. So I would favor the Mariners at the minus 1.5 in this game. And I also like the under the 7.5. All right, that is all of the Major League Baseball games for today. We do have a WNBA playoff game tonight, as you have Game 3 of the Chicago Sky against the New York Liberty in this first round series. Series is tied up 1-1. It's a 3-game series, so winner tonight advances. The Sky are 6.5-point favorites on the road, minus 320 on the money line. The Liberty are plus 245 on the money line. Over under for this game is 165.5 points. I think the Sky win tonight. Liberty pulled out a big upset win first game. Then the Sky just blew the Liberty off the court. I think the Sky have the better all-around team, and I look for the Chicago Sky to pick up the win tonight in that game. And then tomorrow we'll have the Connecticut Sun against the Dallas Wings. The Sun are 6.5-point favorites in that game, and we'll talk more about that game tomorrow. But let's get to our picks of the day today for Major League Baseball. All right, first of all, I will give a pick out for every game, and then I'll go through and give out my picks of the day. Love you, baby. I like the Braves, minus 1.5 over the Pirates. I like the White Sox, money line over the Orioles. The Mets, I like over the money line over the Yankees. I like the Rays over the Angels. The Giants over the Tigers. The Blue Jays over the Red Sox. The Cardinals over the Cubs in Game 2 of the doubleheader this evening. I like the Diamondbacks over the Royals. The Astros over the Twins. Rangers over the Rockies. The Padres over the Guardians. The Marlins over the Athletics. The Dodgers over the Brewers, and the Mariners over the Nationals. All right, my picks of the day for today. I like the Dodgers money line over the Milwaukee Brewers. I like the Miami Marlins money line over the Oakland Athletics. I like the Toronto Blue Jays money line over the Boston Red Sox. I like the Tampa Bay Rays over the Los Angeles Angels. And I like the Chicago White Sox over the Baltimore Orioles. That's going to be my picks of the day. So my picks of the day are the White Sox money line over the Orioles, the Tampa Bay Rays money line over the Angels, the Blue Jays money line over the Red Sox, the Marlins money line over the Athletics, and the Dodgers money line over the Brewers. So I'm giving out 5 picks. Again, those picks are the Dodgers money line over the Brewers, Marlins money line over the Athletics, the Blue Jays money line over the Red Sox, and then I like the Tampa Bay Rays money line over the Angels, and the Chicago White Sox money line over the Baltimore Orioles. That's my 5 picks of the day. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Starting here in about probably next week, we'll start talking a lot more NFL as well. We'll still do baseball, but we'll start talking NFL as well as the NFL games start and then NBA starts. We'll start giving picks out for all 3 every day. But thanks for joining us. Don't forget, we're live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room, and also live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at the All Sports All Plays Network, the ASAP Sports Network. Check out our other shows. We have Gonzo and the Judge Sports Talk Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room and at the ASAP Sports Network. Come join me and the sports judge, Jonathan Mathis, as we cover the top stories in the sports world. We also have a baseball show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern, Around the Bases. Come join myself and the stat guy, Dustin Reese, as we talk the top stories in the baseball world. If you missed today's episode, you can find it on our YouTube and Facebook pages at Gonzo Sports Room. We also have a new show covering the Indianapolis Colts, Horseshoe Talk. You can find it on YouTube, Facebook, or Monday and Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room and at the All Sports All Plays Network. You have myself, my dad, Tony Gonzalez, also Tony Hollingsworth from the ASAP Sports Network comes on the show as well. And we cover all the top stories involving the Indianapolis Colts. So join us for that. Thanks for joining us. We will see you guys tomorrow here on another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Also, join us tonight. I'll be on Unscripted. Join us tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern for that, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at the ASAP Sports Network, and also live on Facebook at Unscripted. I'll be joining Jay McLovin and them guys over there. I hope everybody has a great night. Stay safe, and we will see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a place. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.